Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode, I think it's 18. Episode 18 of Uncalled For. So
I'll never know.
Can I make the joke that now we're finally a legal podcast?
No.
Oh.
No.
Well, since you already made the joke.
I couldn't quote a movie. You thought that was too inappropriate, but you can say we're legal now.
I never said it was inappropriate. I said it was stupid to tell people to look at your wiener.
Just ask me about my wiener.
Ask
me
about sorry.
my wiener.
Sorry.
Jordy, you made it
Jordan,
inappropriate.
Get cultured.
Plus, it's a hot dog costume.
Yeah, it's a
Get
hot
it
dog
right,
costume.
Okay?
My bad. I'm sorry, but welcome to
A
It is your
traditional
bad.
Can I talk?
No.
Okay, then you open up the show.
You
Actually,
are talking.
that'd be fun
You
for
have
Weston
to
to
talk.
open a show.
Go for it.
Next
You
time.
kind of already opened it.
Yeah.
I mean, I pretty much already did.
Go for it, Weston.
Did you leave
start
your
out.
phone
Have at it.
on sound?
No,
I heard something.
I did hear something.
wasn't me.
No.
I just saw you silencing it. Don't
Oh,
you
so now
lie.
you're
Welcome to
quoting songs?
episode 18 of Uncalled For. Lovely to not see you people out there, but should we start?
Let's
We
do
should
it.
probably get this going.
Weston?
Weston? You
Am
got
I
a topic
starting?
for us?
Yeah.
Go for
All
it.
right. All right. So, my topic for this week is your guys' favorite video game sequels.
I got one.
These got to be like continuations of the story, same characters, stuff like that, okay?
Direct sequels.
We're not talking things like with Fable, how it's 500 years in the future and pretty much a
Totally
separate
different.
story.
Yeah.
You get what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Mhm.
Now
I got
that's another conversation we'll have one of these days. So don't spoil those for
And-
yourself yet.
And I
But
take it prequels are disqualified.
He said C. Well, I mean,
I guess you
So
could do
What
technically-
about
the-
a pre-sequel?
the main game could be a
you could
sequel to the
classify.
prequel.
We'll just say sequels for the time.
Let's stick with sequels, yeah.
Sound good? Do we all agree on that?
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know mine.
I have a few.
I have a few. Oh, I was going to go ahead and start with one of mine, then I can keep going if you
Go for
guys
it, man.
don't have much to go with.
Yeah.
One of my favorite sequels to this day remains The Witcher 3: The Wild Hunt. It was one of those that took what was good with The Witcher, even better with The Assassins of Kings, and then just trumped it all with The Wild Hunt.
It's fantastic. So
I mean, gameplay was so
Jordan
much
played that
smoother,
game.
so much cleaner.
Jordan, play that game.
The
It's really
story
good. Play
was
that game.
cohesive. It tied together really well. Everything that happened before, like there are references in there that are from.
Zuckerberg brought the
like
TV
a
down on everyone.
I hit my head on the TV
Mhm.
and I knocked the cable loose.
And
Yes,
for the
very
record, for
good.
those of you who'd played like The Witcher or The Witcher 2, The Assassin of Kings, you would notice that there were a lot of things that were actually brought over, little Easter eggs and references that were just continued along, and they made stories out of it that were just phenomenal. You get, you know? So
The
I don't know
lore-
how many of you have played. I know you have.
The
but-
lore is very complete. We'll just say that.
Mhm.
It's very, very good. You
So,
definitely do Terraria. It's
yeah,
fantastic.
Terraria, do it. Trust us.
And once you do it, get Jordan to do it.
I highly recommend. I also highly recommend
I
playing
haven't
them all in
played it
order. But if you don't play the first two, 3 is complete on its own.
You just play 3 and be fine. To be honest.
I have 1, 2, and 3 on Steam, but I just haven't. I played 3 for a little bit, but then I was like, well, I have 1 and 2. I kind of wanted to play those before 3, and then I was talking to Weston one day. I'm just gonna make excuses, and he's like, I have mods for you to use to make it like more modern. You can use controllers and stuff, and I'm like, okay, sweet. I will wait to play it, but then I never got the mods, so I'm gonna blame Weston.
I'll get them to you one of these days when I think about it. I just need to zip them up and send them. That's all it boils down to.
It's a good choice. Very good choice.
So that's my number one at this point. I want to hear some of your guys's, and if we need to fill out more, I can bring in some more. So
Go ahead, Logan.
So one that comes off just right off the bat for me is XD for the Pokemon GameCube games. So it was Coliseum and then XD.
Okay.
XD is there's a little bit of a time jump. It's like 5 years, but it follows the storyline that what ended off on the first one. It picks up from that kind of point in the story, and it kind of has like the same villains and stuff like that. So I love the GameCube games, the Pokemon games. They're super underrated. I love how it makes a lot of Pokemon like that you wouldn't normally use viable because there's only a select few in the game that you can actually catch via the Shadow Pokemon stuff. And it adds some cool new mechanics like actually adding some wild Pokemon. You can do like there's like a few areas in the game where you can just lay bait down and then it'll tell you like, hey, there's a Pokemon there, and you go find it. So that was really cool.
Isn't there like a super rare Pokemon in those games in a tree that can only be found like a certain day at a certain time, and even has like a 5% chance? Something like What game is that?
You're probably thinking of Diamond and Pearl.
I don't
With
remember.
Snorlax.
You put something in a
Munchlax?
tree.
Yeah,
Honey
you're probably
on a
thinking.
tree. Yeah,
you're
that's
probably
it.
thinking
That's
Munch.
Munchlax.
That's
Okay,
Diamond
I
and
was
Pearl.
thinking he was
Yeah.
what he was talking about here. My bad.
No, so
Yeah, shiny hunting that thing is stupid.
yeah. But yeah, and that's another thing. Like it added. I think this is the first time they ever had overworld shinies. Because if you were to shiny hunt like the wild spots or whatever, when you go up to the bait location, the model would actually be shiny before you battled it. So that was cool.
Yeah, I really like that in
Let's go.
yeah, Let's Go.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a Sword and Shield didn't do that,
Nope.
which I really don't understand, but that's a cool feature though.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's just one that comes off.
Yeah,
out,
sure.
You know, off right off the top of my head.
Yeah, so my one would be probably Modern Warfare 2 because I think that was like one of the best Call of Duties ever, and
Yeah,
right after
agree.
Call of Duty
I would
4,
agree with that.
the story in that and just the way they tie those games together is just unbelievably good. And I will never forget in Modern Warfare 2 just how gripping that story was. Like the no Russian was just like, holy crap, this is awesome.
Yeah.
You know, like
It
it's
was
just
very good.
I mean, it's not awesome. They just murdered all those people. But
Mhm.
Okay,
I
no,
know
like
what you're
the-
saying.
like the way that the game would make you feel. You know,
Yeah,
it's
sure.
like this is like video games actually have this effect. Like that's super cool.
Yeah.
Because the only other game that kind of emotionally would get even close. I mean, actually, I would say it beats it, but it's not a sequel. Would be the original or
Last of
The Last
Us.
of Us with that opening scene. It was like, holy crap, dude! Like the emotions in that first 10 minutes of the game is just insane. And I feel like No Russian with the way they full circle that back and like the end of how the story ends in Modern Warfare 2 and everything. It's just so good, dude. Unbelievable. Plus, I mean, Modern Warfare 2, I think I'd be willing to say has the best mechanics of any Call of Duty.
I honestly like MW3 better, but Modern Warfare 2 was really good.
I love Modern Warfare 2. I played that so much on the 360, man. Like back,
Oh yeah, the
In,
whole
like, my
Modern
freshman year
Warfare
of high
series
school.
is fantastic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely the pinnacle of Call of Duty, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I agree.
yeah. So that would be
Personally.
my favorite sequel.
Mhm.
I mean, the obvious one, Halo 2 and 3. Fantastic. You know, Halo Combat Evolved revolutionizing the FPS genre with an incredible story. Just like the lore is amazing. Check it out. It's pretty awesome. It goes a lot more outside of the games too, if you don't know. But Halo 2, one of my favorite games ever. Probably tied for number 1 for my favorite game ever. But yeah, just you jump right back into it. Master Chief, thrilling campaign, really cool story. We're on Earth now. Some interesting mechanics. It's cool. We leave, go back to another Halo. Like it's just so good. Really, really good.
See, I would say
Yeah.
Halo 3 would be up there, but I never played Halo 1 or 2. So I started out with 3 because I didn't get a 360
Okay.
until after 3
Halo
was already
3
out.
is fantastic.
Yeah, I never had an Xbox until after Halo 3 was out. So I can't
Halo
say
3 is really good too.
it
It's
would be
just
up there as my favorite or
pretty
on my
close,
list,
yeah.
you know. But I never played the first 2 to kind of get me the story to begin
Sure.
with.
Yeah.
You
So,
should
like,
go
my-
back and play the
in
Master
my-
Chief Collection or something.
Yeah, because even though like it clearly is a sequel in my mind, I never played the beginning, so it's just like the original for me. You know, like it's the first one I knew.
You should definitely go back. And
My
play it.
I should.
Yeah.
my favorite is a prequel, so mine doesn't count. Mine's Reach. I love that story in Reach. It's so good. Like that was probably the first.
You were a Reach baby.
The first time I like.
I think you're really reaching on this one.
That
you
was
know?
literally like the first time I played
I
through
liked Reach. don't
a
get me wrong.
story
Yeah,
of a
it was
game
decent.
and like felt emotions
Mhm.
because like the whole story of that game, the whole time through, you're like, you know, I don't want to
Double
spoil it,
six.
but like a lot of stuff happens in that game, and then the final stand is incredible, and it's like this whole just mission you just gotta last as long as you can, and it's awesome. So
Well, it sets up Halo.
yeah, and then
Like-
you realize it's like
You notice this Pillar of the
Yep.
Ottomans leaving. So.
yep.
But yeah, no, it's really good. Outside of Halo, I guess Borderlands 2.
Oh yeah,
That's
a good-
one of them on my
That
list.
actually
Um,
totally just slipped my mind. That's a fantastic
I
game.
loved Borderlands. It was a great game and stuff. It really set
Yeah.
up that universe.
Mm-hmm.
Borderlands 2 blew it out of the water.
Yeah, it really did. I still
Story
need to play 3.
fantastic.
We played it.
Yeah,
When
we
it
never
first-
beat it though.
No, we never beat it.
Stories.
first came out.
Dude, if you guys want to play, I'd start a new game. I actually
Yeah.
want to finish like the DLC and stuff. So
I want to. Yeah,
Yeah.
But-
I never got too far in 3, and I'd love to finish it.
Yeah,
3 I
that'd be
didn't
a
like
super
as
good one.
much as 2 by any means, but
That being said,
Wow.
it's still a good game.
It's
It's
not
not
bad.
as
It's
good
Borderlands,
as 2.
but-
Yeah, I mean, it's still Borderlands.
but
It's not as
2
good as 2, but
2 is
it's
so good.
yeah.
One of the best, like, and most remembered like villain in a game with Handsome Jack. Like
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
that performance was amazing.
Unbelievably good.
Mhm.
You get all the old characters, you get new characters. It's all, more's better.
Yeah.
All love. Cool regions, lots of stuff to do. It's just Borderlands,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm
The
intrigued.
wacky, funny, crazy,
Yeah.
violent stuff. It's great.
I'm
Oh,
intrigued with
I
the new one. And
agreed.
we'll probably talk about that later
Yeah.
in a bit with your topic. But yeah, that one looks interesting.
Was it
Tiny-
Tina,
Tiny
Tina's Wonderland?
Wonderland
Yeah.
or Wasteland or something like
It
that?
was Wonderlands, I
Wasn't it?
believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they're playing D&D.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
so
turn-based.
funny.
It's turn-based actually, so it's kind of like an RPG,
Hmm.
from what I understand. But
We'll get to that.
It's still like
in
a
bit,
tabletop game
but-
of some sort. But
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
hilarious.
Yeah,
oh
Borderlands,
yeah, Borderlands
is really good.
awesome. So
Mhm.
good.
I've actually just recently started playing back through them, so because
We
they're,
should
they're
all
that
start
good.
3. Do you have 3, Weston?
I'm starting back on 1 and playing clean through because I'd never played through 3 yet.
Gotcha.
So,
So we could
should all
4-player
s-
co-op, man.
I'd so be
I would
down.
be
Yeah.
down. That'd be,
That'd be
sick.
fun. That'd be a fun one to stream on this channel here too.
That'd be really cool to play.
I'd be really down.
so my only problem is I don't have a whole lot of time to play
No,
these
I
things,
get
but
it, but
I get you, Wes.
it'd still be
But-
fun.
I would definitely be down for that
Yep.
because I love Borderlands. Of all the shooter types, it's my favorite. So
Looter shooters. This is
good,
the
man.
one.
It is.
Mhm.
good, yeah.
It's very good.
It's real good.
so other than that, like another one of like, do you have anything else you want to say on that one, or should I move on to another one?
No, you go for it.
Go for it.
Because my second favorite of the sequels is actually Kingdom Hearts 2. Have you guys played Kingdom Hearts?
Nope.
I played the first one.
I've played part of the first one. I haven't. Like I played it a year or two back, right before 3 came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I stopped. I wasn't too into it. It was a little dated for me. Mechanics and stuff.
Mhm.
Just like I needed to put more time into it. I didn't have the time, so it was just too
Mhm.
slow for me. So I dropped it. But
I played them back when they were first coming out, and I can tell you that series, I have a love-hate relationship with it. Like, the console games are some of my favorite games, but
Mhm.
all the handheld versions are just so questionable for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're so hit and miss.
How many are there?
there's quite a few.
There's quite a few.
Because I know there's Birth by Sleep, which was the prequel. You've got Kingdom Hearts, Chain of Memories. You've got Kingdom Hearts 2. You've got Recode.
Yeah.
You've got 3. There's more.
There's
There's
more.
Dream Drop Distance. I know that one. And there's more, I'm pretty sure.
There's
358 over
That's
2.
the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one.
That one was decent, but I still think 2 is better. But I'm telling you, 2 was phenomenal. It was the one that I thought was actually better than 1. So
What did
And
you
actually,
think of
sure.
3? I know
3,
that one had a lot of mixed reviews from Kingdom
I
Hearts.
felt like
fans.
2 was better in
Mhm.
how it progressed the story and how it grew the individual characters.
Mhm.
So that's personal preference there. I can respect 3 though.
I think from what I hear, 3 mechanics wise and stuff.
Yeah, that's what
was
killed it for me.
fantastic.
Mhm.
That's what got it for me.
That's what killed it for you, or got it for you? Did you like it or not?
I
'Cause
was
I've never played it.
Yeah.
You see, I was actually one of those that I feel like it changed things up a little too much.
Too
Like
much? Yeah.
that's what I felt. Like that's what killed it on my part.
Okay.
Because for me, I played 1, played into 2, and then they changed things up way more than any other for 3.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's what, like I said, what killed it for me on a lot of the handhelds was their change in the mechanics and how
Yeah.
it functioned, and so that got it.
Mm-hmm.
See, I've never
I don't
played
know.
the games, but you're not the first person that I've heard say something similar to that. You know.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know a bit about the story, and from here, the story is like fantastic. It sounds
Oh.
really cool to me.
Honestly, like
Because-
Games wise, though,
just remind me,
you know,
because I'm like 90% sure I'm right. I just want to be sure. That's the Final Fantasy mixed with Disney, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So that's.
if you
I
guys
thought so.
if you guys are going to play them, I actually recommend to do their like remixes where they allow you to play some of the console games in just the story mode.
Yep.
You don't actually play anything; you can just play through the story, if you will,
Mhm.
and then you can just play through the main console games straight through.
Yeah.
I actually prefer that.
Yeah, and
Just-
that's how I played the first one. Is I have the newest remix, like 1.5 plus 2.5 or whatever it is. It's got like the first 2 and then like a few like the spin-off games like Chain of Memories they remastered for like
yeah.
like consoles and stuff. So.
Well, I know I played Chain of Memories on the. I didn't actually play it on the Game Boy Advance, which is what it was originally created on.
Yeah. Yep.
I played it on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Honestly, my least favorite in the entire series.
Mm-hmm.
The story was all right.
See, that's the
but
thing that lost me. Like, why I haven't played them since is like, it's so confusing. Like, I just don't. I can't follow it. Like,
The Chain of Memories.
just the just the Kingdom Hearts lore in general is really confusing.
It is convoluted.
It can be, but if you actually play it through in the order it was released, it makes a lot more sense. So the problem is that you're jumping in at a point where they have so much stuff out there, and
Yeah.
that's starting to jumble together.
Yeah.
If you actually play it in the order it was released,
Mhm.
it makes sense.
Gotcha.
Like you can piece it together, and things just overlay each other, and you're like, okay, so now that makes more sense how that played out.
Gotcha.
But if you started actually playing them in what would be chronological order,
Mm-hmm.
it's totally convoluted, and it does not make that much sense.
Yeah.
I will agree to that.
Yeah, and I think another reason I lost
it.
me is because it was before I played Final Fantasy, so like I only knew half of the characters. And
Oh,
it was like
that was
Oh, you only
So,
did
like,
the
fighting
Disney side.
Sephiroth
Well, and
was one of
it's
my
actually
greatest
really
joys.
funny because I've gone back and watched a Let's Play of the first Kingdom Hearts, and I'm like, wait a minute, like Squall's in this game.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mhm.
knew Cloud. I was like, I saw like I think Yuffie. What else?
You're gonna have
like
Aerith
pretty much,
and
yeah,
Tifa.
Aerith. I was like,
you're gonna
whoa,
have
I didn't realize-
Sephiroth.
like I didn't realize these characters were in this game. Like that's cool.
Yeah.
So I
Mhm.
think at some point I will give it another go and maybe play through the first one again and then
Play through them in the
Yeah.
order of their release, and it'll make
Mhm.
so much more sense.
yeah.
Don't listen to any of the lore outside of it. Play through the games as they're in order,
Mhm.
and then go back and play through the stories.
Gotcha.
Don't bother playing the games. Like I said, the mechanics kill a lot of those for me.
Gotcha.
I need to go back and play through them and just do it. But
Yeah.
But yeah,
um,
1 and 2, if you at least play through those, you've
Mhm.
got the best of the series anyway.
Gotcha.
So
I have a couple more if you guys want to know. Or we
Go
can
for
move
it.
on into
Go ahead.
But I love the Mass Effect series.
Oh, that's actually on my list as well.
I need to
so.
play it.
2 and 3, fantastic.
I still
Like
need
you
to
love
play
one, it starts off the whole trilogy.
Mhm.
It's a fantastic start, but the next two are like so much better.
Is
Mhm.
there-
So much.
4 total?
There's
You have
Andromeda, which
but
is
we-
different. That's a whole different
we
thing.
don't talk
I
about
heard a lot of
Andromeda.
people hate that one.
We
But
don't
Mass
talk about
Effect 4
Andromeda.
Okay.
has been announced.
Yes.
So
Okay.
I need to play Mass Effect.
So-
I've never,
oh dude, so good.
Honestly, do you feel the same way I did? I felt like 2 was better than 3 for Mass Effect.
I did in the beginning, and then I replayed again, and I like 3 better.
Okay, I'm planning to go back and replay them because I've only played 3 once. So, is it better the second playthrough?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like 3 gets a lot of hate for reasons I think are stupid, but at the end of the day, like all around mechanics wise and just like the whole story coming to its end, I think 3 is better.
Okay.
2 is fantastic. What a great story! Like it throws you in with you're
You
on
get
the
them?
you're teaming up with what was like the bad guy in the beginning. So it's cool, and a lot of sweet characters come out, our squad mates from the second game, but 3 is literally everything put together, so it's great. I really love 3.
So like I've seen like things about Mass Effect. It's actually something I know very little about. Like I don't even know like what type of game is it?
Third person.
Third person
RPG.
shooter RPG.
So like Gears of War type, like over the
Not quite, but yeah.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
yeah, the camera angle.
It's not the same like style or like movement and stuff.
That
I
actually-
consider them a little different.
that actually goes. That jogged my memory of another sequel, Gears of War 2. I love that game.
That was good.
That was like the first M-rated game I was allowed to play,
Oh yeah.
and it's like I have very fond memories of that. Like I remember
You chainsawing people.
visiting. Yeah, I visited my grandma's house, and at the time, my cousins from California were visiting. They now live in Georgia, but they were visiting at the time, and he had like his Xbox set up. I was like, "Hey, what you playing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm playing Gears of War. You want to play with me?" And we played co-op. I was like, "What is this game? This is crazy." I was like chainsawing like these
The Locust.
locusts in half. I was like, "This game is awesome."
Mm-hmm.
Gears is cool. Yeah, it's a good story too.
Yeah,
I have to say,
I haven't played
Gears
the
is
newest
one that I've
ones.
never actually played myself. I've seen other people play bits of
Mhm.
it, but I have not played Gears
I love-
myself.
I've only played
so-
through 3. I haven't played 4 or 5.
Yeah, I've played through 3. I haven't played 4 or 5 either.
Well, I haven't
2,
played through
oh,
any of them.
or
so.
Judgment or
I
whatever.
love the story of 2 as well. Like
2 was good.
so good.
It's on
My
my
boy Ty.
2 watch list
But
or 2 playlist. So
yeah, 2 is really good. But Mass Effect recommend highly.
Yeah.
Like play through it for sure.
yeah,
And then
what's the easiest way to play them right now?
the Legendary
There-
Collection just
yep.
came out. All 3 of them remastered.
Is it on Game Pass or
I don't know if it is or not. You can,
I don't
look.
know, but they should be on Steam though.
they're on Steam?
You can play with the
Probably.
controller, Tim.
yeah,
I was
But,
saying the easiest way is with your hands
that's true.
Oh.
through a
It is.
controller.
I recommend a
I
controller.
thought you were just
not
asking like,
keyboard.
can you use a
Yeah.
controller? I'm like, yes,
But
you can.
yeah, totally that one.
Yeah.
And then the last one on my list was Batman Arkham City,
Oh,
that was a
yes.
solid one.
which I
That is a
loved.
great-
Asylum. I loved Asylum. Arkham City
Yes.
was just that and so much more. You know.
Yes. The Arkham games in general.
They're just a solid
Still
series.
probably like Spider-Man is fantastic, but still probably the best superhero game ever made.
Yes.
Was
Mhm.
probably Arkham City, I would say.
Mhm. I love Arkham City.
So good.
It was incredibly well done.
Check those ones out if you like action adventure superhero games. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
Agreed.
if anyone has anything else, but
I think
I think that's it for
covered it
me.
for
Yeah.
So, and I've spent
topic.
20 minutes
Yep.
on this, so
I was
solid.
gonna say
Yeah.
you'd
was
want to
good.
hear mine, but then you'll just want me to leave. But
say it, Tim.
Miss Pac-Man and Wii Sports Resort.
Hey, I'll accept it.
I forgot to turn my camera on for that. Now I can be shamed.
I'll accept it.
Hey,
Tim, you don't play video games though.
I don't, so that's
you
why
don't,
I
so
go.
You
we'll
know.
take it because we know your history with
You
games.
contributed to the conversation, whether that's good or bad. It's still
It's a
contributing to the
contribution.
conversation.
I think
so
he's talked more this week so far than I did all of last week.
that was your own choice.
That
Yeah,
was your
that was
choice.
your own.
Hey, you talked more than me last week.
You
There's
can
3
contribute
anime
when you can.
topics.
Yeah,
just-
you. I talked about
So?
animation mostly for mine,
No, and I didn't contribute.
and you
that
can
one.
you can talk about that.
And you
for
can
a
always
long
start
period of
watching
time.
anime and join us.
That's true.
No,
You
but
can
Youth
ask
and culture.
questions.
Be a weeb. Be a weeb.
Yeah, for sure.
One of us.
I'll pass.
One of us.
But
so Dan, should we move on to
Yeah,
your
because
topic?
Dan
you think?
goes
can,
into
yeah.
mine, so.
mine is was it 3 days ago? 2 days ago?
3 days.
Thursday.
Thursday.
The PlayStation, the Sony showcase happened, and lots of stuff dropped, which was pretty sick.
Mhm.
Sony being Sony, that's why it's better than Xbox right now.
See, I actually
Yep.
didn't know they were gonna have anything, and so I still haven't seen it.
Really?
I've seen headlines, so I have a decent idea of some of the stuff that they talked about, but I haven't actually watched the full show. Logan told me it was
Nice try.
fantastic.
Yeah, it was really
So
good.
just checking though. More video game talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Lots of stuff dropped. I'll leave 2 main ones for the end because it kind of runs into Logan's. But
Yeah.
one of the biggest ones for people is gameplay footage from God of War Ragnarok.
Yep.
Yes.
No release
Yep.
date though, still right?
I don't know if it had release date.
I didn't
don't
see it.
think so.
It's going to be
It
a bit.
looks amazing.
It looks
though.
incredible. I'm excited for that
It
one.
fleshes out some of the story more. You know,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if any of you have played God of War.
Yes.
I have not
Yep.
yet.
It's
I have
super
it,
But
but haven't played it.
he kind of goes onto that with the ending of that and kind of like expounds on that mystery and trying
Yeah.
to find out more. And
Mhm.
I love Kratos. Boy.
I do too.
Boy. It's so good. But that one's really cool. A lot of people have been waiting for that, especially the gameplay.
Mhm.
It looks flawless, really awesome.
Yes.
Obviously it's on PS5, but hopefully get rid of those sometime.
Get to fight Thor.
Looks really good.
It's gonna be awesome.
Another one that's really near and dear to me was an Alan Wake remaster.
Oh,
Ooh, that
Ah,
cool.
yeah.
that looked
I've-
really good.
I've heard that's a really good game.
I have not played
I-
the Alan Wake games yet, but that looked really good.
So I got them on Steam. I think I got all. Was there 2 of them, right?
There's one, it's Alan Wake, and there's like DLC to it, and then
Okay.
there's Control, which is in the same universe.
Okay,
but-
because I know I got the for sure like the Alan Wake game. I was on
Mhm.
Steam for like 99 cents or something because they couldn't sell it on Steam anymore because they lost licensing.
yeah,
issues.
licensing were
So-
big issues for.
Yeah, so I ended up picking it up for 99 cents and I played it for a few hours and it was pretty fun.
That is
haven't finished
my
the
number one
story,
most
but-
underrated game ever. It's so good. So good, and I'm thrilled that they're remastering it. I'm going to get that day one and play through that, so
Nice.
really hyped for that.
Yeah, that looks good. Well,
Um,
speaking of remasters.
Yes, Knights of the Old Republic
Yes.
is getting a
Mhm.
remake,
A remake.
ground up remake.
I'm so excited for that.
That's going to be fun.
That's going to be
And then
sick.
obviously that's a Sony exclusive then.
I would believe.
I think it's a timed exclusive.
It's timed,
It's
yeah,
timed
yeah.
exclusive.
Yep.
Okay.
Microsoft's gonna get that. For
So
sure,
it'll come
but
out on PC eventually.
probably.
Because I don't have a PS5 yet. So and I
not many
can't get
people
a
do,
PS5. So I'm going to have to wait until it comes out to PC.
Well, it's gonna be a little while before it comes out anyway. But
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
So that one's
There's some
really
time.
cool. That's some awesome
I love
like
that
extended
era.
universe Star Wars story right
Yes.
there.
Mhm.
I played through that story and that so I was telling Dan about this yesterday. That game I played through on an iPad, because back in like middle school and early high school they had like they gave every student iPads to use for like schoolwork or whatever. Well, then you could take them home and do whatever you wanted. So we'd all put a bunch of games on them. And I remember buying that game and putting it on it. It's like, oh, it's Star Wars. I love Star Wars. I'm gonna play it. I was like, oh, this is so weird. It's like way in the past. It's like not connected to, the movies at all. And so I played through the whole game, and I got to like that ending twist about the main character that you play as. I was like, what? My mind was blown. And like I'm so excited to see how they do the story in this like remake. Like it's gonna be awesome.
I love the style of that game. I love. I'm really excited, to see how that remake, what they do to change it.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if it's if they're gonna stick with the gameplay, like keep it true to what it was, or if they're gonna make it kind of a different style of game.
I'm not sure.
It's a remake, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see, I guess. But that's really exciting.
I know.
A couple other things that came out, I guess. Some stuff I've never heard. I've heard only little bits about, like Project Eve. It's a hack and slash title.
Oh yeah, that
It
looks
looked pretty
interesting.
cool.
It looks
did look
interesting. I
Yeah.
will agree.
And also, what was it? A Forspoken, which is kind of like a Final Fantasy-esque game. Which looked kind of sick too, to be honest.
Remind me, which one was Forspoken? Do you have an image from it? I can't remember that off the top of my head.
Like that.
Okay, yep.
Uh,
I can't remember that one either.
yeah, it looks pretty cool.
I watched
We'll
all
see
of
what
them,
happens
so,
with it, though.
but they're bleeding
I'm-
together a little bit in my
Yeah, I'm
brain,
always
so.
down for JRPGs. So,
Yeah.
and like we were talking about a little bit earlier, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Yes.
Mhm.
Which
That one looks good.
I love that universe. So any little thing, I'll probably give it a try at least. You
Yeah.
know?
Oh, there's a new Borderlands deal?
Yeah.
It's a new game. It's like
Just
a
focus
tabletop
around
RPG
Tiny
kind of thing,
Tina.
though.
Mhm.
It's like a
Ooh.
D&D.
Yeah.
Like is
You know, they
Tiny
play,
Tina
what
playing
is it,
D&D.
Bunkers and Badasses is the game,
Yeah.
and they play. It's kind of loosely based on that kind of stuff, I think.
Okay.
But
Maybe
looks
that's a game
fun,
that we
we'll
we
see.
could all play. That'd be fun.
yeah, it looks fun. And
Does it have a set story, or is it going to be
I think
kinda
it's
like
a set
D&D
story.
where you can...
I think
okay.
it's a set story.
But it looked really interesting
It
to
does.
me. And
They're also go ahead, Wes.
no, I was
sorry.
going to say that's part of why I'm playing back through the Borderlands series as well, as I'm trying to get ready for it because I know it's coming out.
It'll be fun.
Did they
It
say
will.
when?
I'm not sure.
I don't think they said exactly when, but
March.
it ramped me up for it when I heard it was
Yeah.
coming. So.
March 25th, 2022.
So
Okay.
it's coming up.
Yeah, that's
It's not
It's
too
sooner
far.
than I thought.
It's not too far away.
it's crazy to think that 2022 is just a few months away.
Yeah.
Time moves fast. But
I hate it.
I don't know if any of you like the Uncharted series.
Love it.
4 Thief's End is getting remastered.
And two
And-
Oh, it's
and
coming out
Lost
for
Legacy.
PC as well.
Yeah, PC and PS5.
Yeah,
So that's
I
cool
did
if
see
you like
that.
that.
That was one of the
stuff.
headlines I saw.
GTA 5 is also.
I'm not even gonna mention it.
Yeah, we're not going to mention
It's
that one.
it's the new Skyrim.
It's worse. Way worse.
Like they
They
put
don't
it.
even change anything.
I know, but they put it on everything, just
I know,
like
it's so
Bethesda
dumb,
does with
but-
Skyrim. So
And yeah, like Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Extraction got some stuff. GTA, we don't care. Gran Turismo. If you're into racing games, there's another
it looked interesting.
reveal.
I'm
the
more of
same
a
thing every
Forza.
time, so-
I'm more
It's
of a
just not
Forza,
my
like,
thing, but-
Arcade.
For those who enjoy it, have at it.
And some other random stuff. Ghostwire Tokyo and like
That looks interesting.
it's kind of interesting.
That looks really
but,
interesting.
Guardians of the Galaxy, I don't know.
That
the
looks
last
good.
Trailer,
I'm
which is coming out October,
Yeah.
I think. I'll get that one actually.
Yeah, I will play that
looks pretty
too.
Cool.
It looks like kind of what I wanted Avengers to be. Just a single player, story game.
Some
And
other
like
less
you
random
can
stuff,
play
but-
Avengers like that, but a lot of like the looter shooter stuff they've added kind of detracts from the game in some ways. I do want to revisit it at some point to play the new Black Panther stuff, and I know they're adding Spider-Man this fall. So
I don't know if I'll go back. Probably won't, but
I
I
never
don't know.
played it to
The
begin
story was
with.
fun in that game, so I'm
yeah, it's a good story, which is kind of
But-
like the big bummer.
yeah. That was a big mess,
Yeah.
but whatever, I guess. So I was really hyped with this whole showcase.
Yeah.
This is why I say Sony has it over Microsoft. Like, and I've always been an Xbox guy, but
Yeah.
Sony has the games, man.
Yeah.
They have games. They have single player games that people really, really like
Yep.
and have been waiting for.
Yep.
And
I think
Microsoft drops the ball
well
all the
because
time.
they've been focused on buying
yeah,
studios
they almost has the
that they haven't focused
like,
on making games.
No, not at all. They have
So,
like, what exclusives do they have that are coming out?
yeah,
That are coming
Halo.
out.
yeah.
That's
We
it
got
that
Halo.
I know of.
We're
Really,
supposed to have Age of Empires.
is that exclusive?
Well, it's Microsoft.
Well,
exclusive,
it's a Microsoft
so-
exclusive.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, it's not Xbox, and actually now because
Well, PC,
Microsoft
but-
doesn't have any Xbox exclusive games. Really, they're all
They're
Microsoft,
really-
so they're out on
yeah.
PC.
Sure,
again.
yeah.
And I mean, someday when we're old and gray, they'll finally release Fable 4. But then again, I don't even know what to expect of that anymore.
Right.
And also like the exclusives Sony does have are big property. Like
Mhm.
Marvel, just that one right there is a big property.
Well,
they
let's
have
move into
exclusive
that.
to.
So
Yeah.
we're all obviously everyone is waiting for like a Spider-Man,
Spider-Man 2.
Insomniac Spider-Man 2, like
Yep.
the drop or
Mhm.
something, you know.
Yeah.
And we get an Insomniac like logo pop up on the screen, and like, oh yes, and then like it's Marvel, which is awesome, and then it's not Spider-Man, and it's
Mhm.
freaking Wolverine.
Yes.
Yes. that made me
Insomniac's
so
making
happy,
a Wolverine game, and I'm hyped.
I'm so pumped.
Same.
Oh, so they're not making.
They are.
Oh, they are.
Oh, they
No,
are. Okay.
they-
But
that trailer
they're-
came right after.
Yeah.
Got you.
But first, there's the Wolverine.
The Wolverine
Gotcha.
trailer.
So yeah, I've actually looked into that trailer a little bit more. I guess from kind of the scenery and the background, like that bar he's in, they're in Madripoor.
That would make sense.
So,
It's a little
it's-
western for Madripoor.
well,
But-
there's some like, if you look at the menu, it says Madripoor a few times on the menu,
Okay.
and then there also, if you look in like the background, there's like one of those like, kind of like Japanese Asian windows with
Yep.
like the lanterns there. So I was like, that'd be cool to go to Madripoor.
Madripoor is a hot pot, melting pot of all criminal organization in the
Yeah.
Marvel Universe, pretty much. So
They should have, they should have an Easter egg.
good place for Wolverine.
They should have an Easter egg where Zemo is at a club and he's dancing, and it just
Someone in a purple mask.
yeah, that'd be so
But-
funny actually.
That'd be interesting. But that's really cool.
Yeah.
We don't know much about it, but I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited
And
too.
Right after that came finally the Spider-Man 2 trailer, which
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Kraven.
is cool. It's gonna be Kraven the Hunter and Venom, man.
and Venom, and probably maybe
So-
Green Goblin, maybe.
Maybe. Like Osborn's kind of gone. It's Harry's Venom,
Yes.
Mhm.
guaranteed. You know, right?
Now, do you
Or-
think he'll stay Venom?
No. I don't think so.
Because my this is my theory. I was telling Chris this at work today. My theory is like they'll fight Venom, Miles and Peter. Peter will get the symbiote by somehow during the fight, and then Peter starts going rogue. Then Miles has to fight Peter, gets the symbiote off Peter, and it goes to Eddie Brock, and then Eddie Brock becomes the main villain of the
You
game.
want to hear my hot take?
Yeah,
He's gonna kill Peter.
you think so?
I think it's gonna be Kraven's last hunt,
Ooh.
where he
Hmm.
dies, but he comes back as the other. It's gonna be crazy.
Interesting.
Mm.
I need to read that one.
I think that's it. It's gonna work kind of along that lines. It'd be really cool if they did.
Uh-huh.
Just the Venom side of things and Kraven, which it's Kraven.
Yeah.
in the-
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
Obviously, you should check out the trailer if you're interested, Jordan. I know you played the first Spider-Man,
What?
right?
So
Yeah.
wait, what
I got the platinum on. It was super good.
is it
game.
like a big
Mhm.
spoiler? Like what do you mean he dies and comes back as?
Well, Kraven's looking for obviously
Yeah.
his ultimate prey, the last
Yeah.
something that can kill him finally,
Yeah. Yep.
and he ends up killing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man, like, I don't want to give away lots of stuff, but he comes back,
Gotcha.
kind of. There's lots of different Kraven storylines that are actually fantastic in the Spider-Man universe. So.
Yeah. Do you think they'd actually kill this PS4 Spider-Man off?
Fully kill? No.
Yeah. But do you think like it's the way that happens in the comics or whatever, if they adapt that, it would be like, okay, yeah, he's not going to be permanently dead like by the end of the game. You think they
It'd be really cool. I could see it happening. If it
Mhm.
doesn't, I wouldn't be,
Yeah.
oh man.
Mhm.
Oh no, I typically learn to just trust Dan's intuition on these things.
Yeah.
He's been right on so many Marvel things in the past.
Yeah.
Could be wrong.
I just don't
I
want
mean,
them
he
to
knows
I
that
know.
universe like the back
I
of
don't
his
I just don't
hand.
want them to kill this Peter Parker. I like this world and this Peter
They kill
Parker.
him, but they don't kill him.
yeah.
They
Gotcha.
kill him, but he comes back. We'll just say that,
Gotcha.
That's part of his
Maybe I should
spider
maybe I
ability.
should
He's a
borrow. Do
totem,
you have that
so-
one?
I don't know if I have that one. Maybe. I'll check.
All right.
What's up, Tim?
Yeah.
Jordan started singing a song and now we're demonetized.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, if you do have that one, I also want to read that one. I haven't read that one yet for Spider-Man either. So
I think
So
it's
do you
called,
think-
I think it's called Craven's Last Hunt.
Another
one I'm thinking
kind of
of,
hot
but-
take I had was like, maybe Craven's gonna be like a Taskmaster type, where they kind of, you know how like Taskmaster kind of fights you randomly throughout the game in the first one. Maybe like they do more of expanded part of that, of like just randomly you'll get attacked by Craven, and then if you beat him, he like you can't beat him the same way, because he like adapts because he's a hunter and like and then like throughout the game you fight him, and there's story with it too, unlike
Sure.
Taskmaster, because Taskmaster is kind of just there as like a
He was
side
like a
villain.
side,
But,
side
like-
quest. I think Craven's gonna be the main quest though,
You think?
because the people that he's beating up looks like Craven's men,
Gotcha.
from what I can tell. Just like the weapons and stuff, it looks like Craven the Hunter's guys.
Gotcha.
I don't even know who Craven is.
So do you think Venom's taking like the back seat then? Is he
I
like
think
the,
he's maybe not the main antagonist at the beginning or the overarching antagonist, but
Mhm.
he comes to the forefront obviously because he's Harry. I bet.
Yeah.
You know, after Peter or Spider-Man, because Spider-Man took care of his dad, or, you know, Greek
Yeah.
Goblin, or Norman Osborn, I should say.
Yeah.
But
Hey, Tim.
I don't know.
You're supposed to catch it, Tim.
Well done. But we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm excited though. I love that first game. I love Miles Morales game too.
I want to play
I'm
that.
excited for
I really
more.
want to play that.
I haven't played Miles Morales yet, so
Yeah.
I recommend it's really good.
I'm really excited to see kind of how they expand upon this lore, because
Yeah.
one of the big things with the PS4 Spider-Man is it's a credible like story. Like, I
Story's very
love-
good.
The story, I love how like, and they did so many great things in it. Like they set up the Sinister Six and they did it in the first game, and it didn't feel rushed. It
No.
felt great. Like it felt like
It flows
it was,
really
it
well.
flowed really
Agreed.
well.
Have you?
love-
Did you play any of the DLC?
Yeah, I've finished the whole DLC. I haven't 100%ed
you played it?
the last one
I
yet.
have not done the DLC
I haven't-
myself.
Yeah, I haven't.
So
I
like,
don't
was it
think so.
City Never Sleeps and
Yeah,
all
and
that
then
stuff with
the
Silver Sable and
Silver,
stuff?
yeah.
It was
Those were
really, it's really good.
Those are really good.
And it leaves some stuff open too. Like Silver will probably come back.
Yeah, 100%.
And
You're welcome.
Yuri, Watanabe
yeah, she's gonna-
it becomes Wraith.
Yes. Yep.
So that's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
I'm excited. It's really cool. I love.
Yeah.
It looks like there might be co-op with Miles too.
It's.
I don't
think-
know if it will be co-op.
Yeah.
I bet you'll switch from perspectives though.
I think they said in like the interview or whatever that it's single player. It's single player
I'm fine
focused.
with that.
Which
Totally
I am too.
fine.
I think it's gonna be
I
more
mean,
like
you'll
that.
be Miles sometimes.
Yeah, I
though.
think it'll be something like that where it's maybe a mix between the story, how the first one was, where you go like do missions with
Mhm.
Miles and
Yeah.
MJ and Peter and stuff. But maybe at some point, like towards the end or whatever, you just get to freely switch.
Yeah. I hope it's primarily still Peter. That's fine.
Yeah.
But Miles is cool, and I'd like to see that perspective in him do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What was I gonna say? Something else.
That's Tim's way
2023
of
kind of
telling
sucks,
us
but
that he is watching a football game instead of.
well done.
Yeah.
Well done, Tim.
So.
But 2023 kind of sucks. That's a little far for me.
Yeah. But
But that means maybe Wolverine comes out before. We don't know.
yeah.
But they've been working on a lot of stuff for a while now.
Yeah.
So
And
I somehow doubt it, but we
yeah.
can hope.
So going back to Wolverine, like what do you think it's gonna be? Do you think it's gonna be the
I don't know.
open world like Spider-Man? Because I feel like it won't be.
No, it's definitely
It's
gonna
not.
be super
It's gonna be
story-driven.
more. Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be more story driven and more linear. Not like super linear, but I think it's gonna be.
How do you make it a game that you can fail with Wolverine? I bet
Yes.
his factor has to be failing him.
So maybe an old man Wolverine, because they didn't
Or
show
older.
his face.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Even in the trailer, like maybe it was just everyone else's blood, but he looked a little beat up.
Yeah.
So maybe he's not. His healing factor isn't as great.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's one of the reasons he's in Madripoor. Who knows? We can only theorize and stuff, but
Yeah. That'd be interesting. Yeah, because
I'm interested to see the mechanics of it though and how it
Mm.
works.
Yeah.
Tim, nothing's different. I just threw it back.
I know that. Obviously, the Wolverine X-Men Origins was a terrible movie,
Mhm.
but I've seen the game, and the game actually, from a lot of people, said it's pretty decent. And they did some stuff with how, because obviously Wolverine's like invulnerable and like he just regenerates like super quick. So like, how do you make like kind of how do you make a game about that? I think they had some mechanics in it where it's like you had like a health meter, and you got physically damaged over time. and then you would like self heal after fights, but you could only take so much damage at one time, and so you kind of had to strategize it, but then you'd automatically heal.
I'm assuming that's
after.
what it would have.
That's
to be,
probably what
but,
it's gonna be.
Like, take so much damage you get captured or something kind of
Yeah.
thing. But
Yeah, because Wolverine can't die, so.
it's very difficult. But yeah, I'm excited. I think Sony knocked it out of the park. I was very pleasantly
Agreed.
surprised with some of the stuff.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to quite a few games now, actually,
Yeah.
which
I
is
still need
good.
to watch that.
You should. It's really good.
Yeah, it's
It was
really
actually really well done.
yeah.
So they had a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, so that kind of goes into my topic. Since we're talking about the
Okay.
Insomniac Marvel stuff, my topic is so since they teased Wolverine, that kind of opens it up to this broader kind of
Bless
game universe that Insomniac is building. So that being said, like, what are your guys' hopes and some expectations for kind of more Marvel games, whether it's Iron Man, Captain America, whatever, to see out of this universe?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think there's a lot of stuff that Insomniac can do with it. They've had a huge start with this Spider-Man stuff, and they've looking back at Spider-Man now, they've teased a lot of the other characters,
Avengers.
Doctor
all over,
Strange,
yeah.
Fantastic
They
Four,
can
stuff
do
like that.
literally whatever you want.
So
I'd love to see, obviously, Spider-Man and Wolverine team up would be great
yeah,
because that duo is one of my favorites.
yes,
Wolverine is actually one of Spider-Man's best friends,
yep.
and
Mhm.
vice versa. And
Yeah,
they
that's
trust each other. Like,
That's what
Really?
I loved about
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
it's
what I loved
true.
about
I've
Web of
never-
Shadows.
a lot of people don't know that.
Listen, I've
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
heard of that before.
But yeah,
Yeah, have
Logan
you played
is-
Web of Shadows?
I have not.
That's a good one. So
I haven't
that
played some of the older
yeah, it's
was it PS3?
I think so. It's Wii, PS3, and
think,
Xbox 360.
Like that era of stuff, I didn't get too much of.
So the whole story of that game is Venom. It starts off the game it's like Peter walking like this dystopian like symbiote
Mhm.
overrun New York City. Then it comes back 4 days later, and it's basically Venom is slowly taking over people and like building this army of symbiote people.
Mm-hmm.
And Wolverine's a big part of the game because he comes at you, and it's like Peter has a black suit at the time, and you fight Wolverine at the beginning because
Wolverine, yeah.
he smells the symbiote, and he's like, "This doesn't smell like Peter." So they fight, and he's like, questions him. He's like, "What did your mom or what did Aunt May make us this day for dinner or whatever?" And then you have to answer the question, and if you answer wrong, he fights you more, and so you have to beat him. And then at the end of the game, the whole New York is overrun by symbiotes. And Wolverine gets attacked and gets the symbiote on him, and you have to fight symbiote Wolverine, and it's awesome.
Yep.
So
But
I highly recommend that game.
yeah.
It's really good.
Peter Parker and Logan or James Howlett
Yeah,
are really good friends.
I prefer Logan.
Of course,
I
you
was so
Sure.
confused at first. I was like, "Wait, Logan? I forgot that was."
Wolverine.
that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
My mind wasn't there.
So Logan did start his topic though.
Yeah,
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
some more video games.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
yes,
Agreed.
yeah. Me
Poor
and
Tim.
Peter Parker are best
Yeah.
friends. If you didn't
Sorry,
know.
So,
Tim.
yeah, Spider-Man's
Well, I
actually.
mean, you two are pretty close.
It's true.
so-
But Spider-Man's actually one of the people he respects the most in the world.
Yeah, yep,
Because he is the greatest hero there is in
Yeah.
the Marvel universe. So,
agreed.
but so they have a really cool like banter and stuff.
Yeah.
Spider-Man geeky, popping jokes all over kind of guy, and Wolverine this.
Yeah, that was actually one of the
It's
jokes.
really fun.
One of the jokes in Web of Shadows is Wolverine makes a comment about how he hates like social media, and Spider-Man starts joking like, "You have a Facebook page? Like that's so stupid." He's like, "Shut up."
Like the dynamic between the two is actually really cool to
Yeah.
watch. So a team up game like that would
Oh,
be amazing.
I honestly don't doubt that's gonna happen. For
That would
them
be
to
really cool.
for them to add Wolverine as like the next character in this universe, I feel like that they're definitely setting that up for that.
It would be sweet. Even full on X-Men.
Ooh.
That would be awesome.
That
Yeah,
would
because
be
Sony
awesome.
has the rights to X-Men still, right?
Well,
No, they have Spider-Man.
Yeah, but video games are
Sorta.
completely different.
Yeah.
That's all
They have
movie.
Spider-Man video games, like totally.
Yeah,
Marvel, I think, has most things still, but they've joined to
Yeah.
work with them
yeah.
for the Wolverine one
Yeah.
itself.
The
so.
the video game stuff is completely different from like
Yeah.
the movie.
that
Well,
one
there's
not
a
so
reason
much
why
stuff
Spider-Man
together,
wasn't
but-
in the Xbox version of the Avengers game.
Yeah, that's because
So you can't
yeah.
say it's totally different. Sony has the rights, and they.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah, but Xbox doesn't own Marvel either, so
yeah,
we'll have to see. I'm excited. It looks like a it's wide open. They can do a lot of crap.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So
I would love to see Captain America.
of course you would.
I
He's your boy.
love Captain America. I think it'd be really cool if we got like a Steve Rogers game, focused maybe around like Winter Soldier stuff, or maybe like even him passing the torch to like Sam, because I actually really like Sam
Or
Wilson's
like
Falcons.
Secret Empire,
Mm.
That would be cool.
Hydra.
Yeah,
Hail Hydra?
that'd be
Yes.
cool.
Hail Hydra.
That'd be really dope. So that's one that sticks out to me. I'm trying to think of another. I don't know. You guys got any heroes?
I don't know really enough about who has the rights to what to really.
No, it's
Well,
any
In
Marvel-
video
Marvel.
games
not
doesn't
worried
really
about
matter. Not
Okay.
video games.
Okay, so I feel like it'd be really interesting to do an Ant-Man game.
That'd be kind of cool.
I feel like
Interesting.
they could do some really fun stuff with that.
You could have some
Mhm.
sweet dynamics with just going smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like just the way you
That
could
would
build
be
a world around being able to shrink down to however small he can get to, and then being able to
That'd be really cool.
infiltrate buildings, but like you have to like go and find a crack or whatever, like go in that way, and
Mm-hmm.
I
That'd
feel
be
like that
kinda-
could be really really interesting.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
Pretty cool.
Otherwise, I also want a game where you play from the villain's perspective because it's always the hero, for the most part. I think it'd be really really cool to have a game where you play as like the Green Goblin and you just you have to fight Spider-Man instead of being Spider-Man. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
You play from their point of view instead, and the whole story is based around them.
Until you ultimately lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's like an alternate ending where
Where
the
you just-
where the
just
villain
kill
wins.
everyone?
It could be the
I
ultimate
think-
universe.
I think that'd be really cool.
Interesting.
Not many games have that. I mean, I think what I forget the name. It was the company that made the Spider-Man ones before Spider-Man. They made the Sony like superhero games. What were those?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
I can't think of it.
It's like something Second Son, right? Like that. I think.
Infamous?
Yeah, is that it?
That's not
Oh.
superhero stuff, but no.
Then what is it?
Infamous. That's a game series that Sony has.
I thought it
Yeah.
was. You play as like a superhero guy or like a guy with powers or something.
You
right?
have powers, yeah.
Okay, so I
That's
think
like
one of
dystopian
those.
world,
I
though.
think one of
Referring to?
those you
I don't
play
know.
as the bad guy. Maybe I could be wrong,
I don't
but I think you
remember.
play as a bad guy in one of those. I just going off of what I've heard before, so I could be
know.
completely wrong. But I just want a game where you play as a villain.
Destroy all humans.
Yeah, be kind of cool.
Yeah, there you go.
Did it with that game, which I think they're remaking actually.
Are they?
It's
I
been
think so.
renewed. It's been out
Oh,
for
really?
like a year now.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
But
Weston, what about you? Any Marvel heroes you want to see?
Well,
you
there-
can be the good guy or bad guy in Second Son,
Okay,
is what Troy just said.
okay, so I was half right.
Yeah.
Mm.
Kind of. Yeah.
Terraria also wants you to be Ant-Man and go into Thanos' butt.
There you go.
No, thank you.
That would have been a really funny way to end the the series.
So, as for mine, I don't know. I've already hit on my two favorite Marvel heroes, which are Spider-Man and Wolverine.
Yeah.
too.
So they're my top two by far. Trying to think, like, there are a few of my heroes that I really love, but it's like, I like some of the ways you should put them into games. I'm just trying to
Be
imagine like which
interesting,
would be the
yeah.
most interesting in a game format, and that's the part that I'm kind of struggling to work through. Like, I could see a Captain America game coming out, but at the same time, like controlling the shield would be interesting and
I
how you
thought-
actually manipulate it.
I thought that was one of the things that the Avengers game did well was how Cap played.
See, I haven't had a chance to play through that one yet.
I thought it worked really well. It was like, very similar to like the classic superhero combat, and the
You didn't
shield
have to
mechanics.
do that much.
Yeah, the shield mechanics
Same
worked. I
with like
thought really
Thor
well.
throwing the hammer.
Yeah,
Which was cool.
yeah.
Is you throw that and it hit a wall and you leave it there. You can leave it
Yeah.
there.
You
know,
punch them and then
Yeah.
leave the hammer,
and
hold
pull
somebody
the-
against the
pull
wall.
Okay.
back,
Yeah. So I thought, I definitely see where it could be done well
Okay,
because it's been done well before.
like, I was thinking through some of the Avengers, like the Hulk would be even worse of a one than Wolverine, trying to get that to play out.
It'd be
right?
cool to do like a Planet Hulk game though.
That level of the strength factor too. Like you could.
Mm.
fight
Yeah, that's what I'm
people.
thinking. Cause like if you did a Hulk game, then it'd be like, oh, it can't do it in like New York, cause then you just level, New
Yeah,
York.
exactly. It'd be
But like
Most
if you
of it's
did
stopping
it,
the Hulk.
yeah, If you did Planet Hulk, then you could just be it's on Sakaar and it's completely off Earth, then it doesn't affect the Earth stuff at all. And then you can have like that cool story with Hulk.
Is it Thor Ragnarok with the where Hulk's on the other planet?
That's that's so
in the MCU.
Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ragnarok
let's
adapted
do
Planet
that.
Hulk. That's exactly what
Kind
it
of,
is.
yeah.
Oh,
Planet,
is it?
Planet
Okay.
Hulk is like the MCU's did their version of it with Ragnarok, but Planet
Okay.
Hulk's
It's
completely
much different, but that's the
Yeah.
same.
Okay.
It's the
I
same
was like, that
premise.
would be cool.
Same
So-
premise.
Yeah,
Like he
okay.
gets sent his car, becomes a gladiator.
Jordan
But
wants
it's way more
go
like
ahead.
just about Hulk.
I said Jordan wants a game where it is Sakaar, but he is the Grandmaster.
That'd be fun too.
It wouldn't be a very deep game,
That's
but
called Contest of Champions.
Well, I
It's a
mean, look at
mobile
Jordan.
game.
He's a very deep concept.
true, yeah.
But no, one of them might be interesting. Would be like Black Panther
That'd be cool.
Be cool.
and seeing him get tied in.
Mhm.
One thing that I noticed, like when you get so many like superpowered people like
Mm-hmm.
that are too powerful, you know,
Mhm.
it takes away from the game. Like it doesn't work mechanically a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of like how Superman doesn't usually work in movies. Because he's just too powerful, you know.
Yeah.
So I need something to bring it back down
Mhm.
or keep it balanced with the villain and everything too. That's why I like street level heroes more, like
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yep.
So like a Daredevil would be really cool.
Ooh,
That would be a
really
fun
cool.
one.
Or even like a Hawkeye Ronin kind of thing, that kind
would
of
be cool,
stuff.
too.
Hmm.
Street level heroes,
Mhm.
but I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
That's just more relatable
No, I agree.
and it
Like
works. It's
a
easier to
proper
do.
Punisher
yeah,
game?
Punisher would be sick.
That'd be
Right.
sweet. That'd be really cool.
So I don't know why. I just thought we were talking on stream one night, and it was either it was maybe on Twitter. I forget. It was brought up somewhere, and it's a topic I think we should talk about sometime. Is like superheroes that wouldn't work outside of their city. Like Spider-Man would never be able to really do too much in a small Iowa town because he can't like swing on buildings and stuff. Like it,
Sure he
like
can.
he'd be like really like
He doesn't
handicapped
need
though.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he
he
wouldn't
has
swing
other
from
ways of getting around
skyscrapers.
it.
There aren't, but he can run.
Well,
and
no,
jump
but, like,
faster
things-
than just about anyone.
Things
so.
like that though, you know, like superheroes that don't work out as well outside of
Sure.
their element. That'd be kind of a fun topic. But yeah, that's I don't know why I just thought of that.
Yeah.
I don't know. He could always go to a farm and go off the grain bins.
I mean,
That's
Spider-Man's
pretty
got
good.
thrown into like the
I
Sahara
imagine
Desert
him just
before,
flinging
and
corn with
Right.
his
it's just
webs.
sand. What's he gonna do? But he still fights. You know,
Yeah, he
But-
finds ways. He's very versatile.
Sand, it's rough and coarse, and it gets everywhere.
gets everywhere. Hates sand.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, mine is like I said, Captain America. It'd be cool.
Yeah.
I love Cap. He's a dope character. Steve Rogers, the whole frozen in ice, man out of time. I love that, and a lot of that is because of the MCU. I thought
Sure.
Chris Evans did a great job
Yeah,
as that character, and
He performed well.
so
I think a lot of this stuff is gonna have to be through a team
yeah,
of some sort or team up.
Mhm.
You know, that kind of stuff. I think that's how a lot of this works
yeah.
and will work. You know,
So
the best.
onto that, do you think we'll get like an Avengers Insomniac game, or do you think not? Because
if so, not for a long time.
yeah, I was gonna say because they just did the Avengers game, did not do well. But
that was different though.
Yeah.
It wasn't an action adventure game.
That was an online game, right?
It was
It
like
was
a multiplayer.
Yeah.
almost. Like
Yeah.
it was just different. Like it wasn't story based.
I just like I'm like just looking at it as like does Marvel
Even though
want
the
to
story
do
was the best part.
do an Avengers game after this one and be like, oh no, they're not connected at all. They're just completely different.
I don't think
Avengers
they'll do Avengers
games. Mhm.
because it's been done a lot.
yeah,
Mhm.
And like you said, the last one failed a little bit.
yeah,
I could almost see a Defenders being built
The
up.
Defenders would be cool.
that'd be really cool.
Spider-Man, Wolverine, that'd be sick.
Mm-hmm.
But
That'd be cool.
that'd be cool.
Maybe they can just set up a Marvel Knights universe and have like all of those characters too. Like get like Blade and Moon Knight.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool.
I'll be down. I'm pretty much down for anything Marvel, so
Yeah,
Yeah, I figured as much for you.
it's good stuff.
yeah.
It is phenomenal stuff.
It
Oh, yeah,
really is.
it is good for sure.
It is good stuff.
All right. Well, should we go story time and then end it off?
I can go for it,
I mean,
man.
sure.
It's all you, Jordan.
All right, so
Wait, so we're done talking video games?
yes,
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
going into the story time.
So Jordan's story time?
yes.
Yeah.
I don't understand the hate.
Okay,
Okay,
just having
so
fun.
like they said, we're doing more of a story time for my topic because I just found this to be hilarious. And
Did you?
I did.
I'll
actually.
join
You
for
weren't
this.
angry at the time?
No, I thought it was funny. So
I am joining for this. So
okay,
Yeah.
so
Tim can take my
all of
spot.
us except for Dan. Dan was the only one that didn't go to a Skillet concert on Saturday night.
I was working.
He was working, so he was busy. So we Weston and I were sitting with my family because we had an extra ticket from last year, and then Tim and Logan were down in the, I guess the pit, you know, if you want to call it that, the standing area.
The
It wasn't really a
garbage
mosh
disposal?
pit,
The
you know,
garbage disposal?
so they were down in the standing. So anyways, Weston and I were standing up in the grandstands, you know, and
in the seated area.
you're at a concert though. So
You're at a rock concert.
you're at a rock concert, and all of a sudden, in between songs, or at the end of one of the songs from the opening act from Ledger, I hear from behind me over my left shoulder, I hear, guys, sit down, guys, like just screaming at us. And I turn around because, I mean, it was obvious she was talking to us at this point.
Oops.
And I'm 6 feet tall, and you're a little bit taller than I am.
6'2".
6'2". So it was kind of funny because I turn around and this old lady, there's two of them. I mean, not really old, like maybe 50s, 60s.
I'd say probably 50s.
Like late 50s, probably.
Middle-aged.
Yeah, she yells at me. She goes, "We paid to see this show. You need to sit down." And I turn around, I tell her, I go, "You know, you can stand up." Just like that. And the look on her face, one of them goes, like, just like the most surprised, shocked, how dare you look I've ever seen. And the other lady that was with her was like, "Oh no, that like, just like, that's not going to happen." Like, she got pissed. And Weston and I made it a point then at that time that we weren't going to sit down at all the entire show. Because,
Wow. Between the shows we did.
well, between, yeah. So anytime there was a band on the stage, we were like, we were going to stand up. And later on, there was also a guy that, this isn't the lady, obviously, but there was a guy that was also there, and Ledger was like, "So you guys having fun?" And this guy's like, "No, because I can't see." And she's like, "Oh, he's excited to see Skillet." He goes, "I'll see him once these two guys sit down." And I'm like, "You're at a freaking rock show, dude. Like, stand up and enjoy it." And that guy did stand up for Skillet, and the ladies just sat down the whole time, which I found hilarious. But the one of the ladies actually went and reported Weston and I to the police, and wanted the police to come tell us to sit down during a rock show. And it was funny because Josh, the deputy that she went and reported it to, my dad went and talked to him, and he was like, "So do you have a lady come down and like complain about people standing up?" And he's like, "Yeah, that was one of my 5th grade teachers." I'm like, that's a teacher at the school down in Spencer. Like, she teaches 5th grader. Like, I don't know if it wasn't Spencer. It was a different elementary school. Is there one that starts with a J?
Johnson.
Johnson. Yeah, she's a teacher there.
Because Spencer has Johnson Elementary, Lincoln
There
Elementary,
you go.
Fairview Elementary, and then they also have Sacred Heart, which is the Catholic school.
Yeah, so she was a teacher at Johnson, the 5th grade teacher there. And she started yelling at us and actually reported us to the police. And it was one of the weirdest, like, Karen stories I've had. Because I was like, what are they going to do? Honestly, what would those cops have done? Be like, "Hey, guys, you need to sit down at a rock show and not enjoy your time here?" We're like, no. Like, there's no way. So, have you guys ever had a Karen experience like that? At all? Where, like, because I've had them at work, but this was the first one where I've really...
Nope.
Like, I've had Karens come to me while I've been working about stupid things, but I've never actually had one report on me while I'm not working. You know, I thought this was the funniest thing. Because Weston and I, for the first time, I'm assuming, Weston's ever had the police called on him or, like, someone reported
Oh,
him
you
to
don't
the
know
police.
Weston.
I can't imagine that Weston would be reported to the police very often.
Oh, he's been reported, just never caught.
Ooh, that's a fair point.
I mean,
Those John Doe's, that's Weston.
I mean, the bat signal still flies at night, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, and it was one of the most, it was such a fun concert, such a good time, but are you okay?
I'm good. Fine. I'm not gonna freak out like you do when it happens to you.
That's because it freaks me out. All of a sudden, my leg's frozen. I got pants on, sir.
Yeah, Jordan's actually wearing
What
pants
shot
today.
me?
The Strago?
It's over my Logan.
When it hit my foot, I was like, what the heck?
It's in his foot.
It's like I thought that was like a mist. I didn't think it was like
mist.
a projectile.
Yeah, so I was talking about it last night though too, because I was working, at the fairgrounds doing security stuff or whatever, and I was talking to my boss. I was like, yeah, so I actually had the police reported on me last night. I wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to work tonight. Just kind of joking around. He's like, wait, what? And I told him the story. He's like, you've got to be freaking kidding me. He's like, it's a rock concert. What does she want you to do? I'm like, exactly. But I didn't think we did anything wrong, obviously.
Well,
Like,
the reason the police didn't do anything with you is because they saw Wes and they're like, nope, we remember him. We're not messing with him.
They're like, we know the.
Oh yeah.
We know what he's capable of.
If it was just you've been out of there. Kicked
Well,
out.
see, it's funny because my dad was with us too, and I was just sitting there laughing. Weston was laughing. My sister was laughing, and my dad is sitting there laughing. My mom was the only one that I think was kind of like, oh no, like please don't get in a fight, because I think she knows me well enough. I would not listen to these old ladies, and I would get them even more mad if they tried to say anything else.
And maybe I'm in the minority of this. Like, were you guys front row or second row? I couldn't tell.
We
from
were
where
second
you're sitting.
row.
Okay, were the people in front of you standing?
Yes.
Some
Okay.
of them were, yes.
Then I probably would have stayed standing. But if I was front row and someone told me to sit down, I might sit down just for them, because why not? And standing room was fun. I would totally do standing room again. But Logan, Trevor, and I were struggling when we got back to Logan's car.
There's a reason it took me an hour to get out of bed Sunday, and I was late for church.
Actually, at a rock concert, it's an insult to the band to not stand.
Well, I mean, the Skillet told you to
Now you
stand
know
up.
why
Ledger
I don't.
didn't. I know
Actually,
it's-
no, Ledger
Oh,
did.
did they?
They
Okay.
You said on your feet,
had to.
Iowa.
Yeah.
No.
Now you know I don't.
You say
Because
sit
I've
on
been
your-
doing
They
enough
did.
You
leg
said
press
on your
for
feet.
12
Oh,
plus
gotcha.
hours standing.
Yeah, Ledger at the
Kills
beginning of the
me.
show, like it was her first
I
time
wore
she came out. She
Vans,
goes,
too.
Iowa, let's get on
That's
your
not
feet
good.
or
Oh.
something like that.
Yeah.
And
Just
so
flat, nothing there.
everyone was standing up at the beginning, and like people slowly started to sit down. But honestly, after that lady said that, it was a point I'm not doing it no matter what. No matter how tired my legs got and how sore my feet were to become if I were to get tired. Like there's no way.
Of course you would.
My sister was the same way. After when Skillet came out, she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm not gonna sit down at all now." Like we were just out of spite.
Well, mine was out of spite. Mine was out of respect for the bands.
Yeah.
Mine was out of spite. but
Weston's
also
doing
I
it for
was-
good reasons.
Yeah.
Well, to be
Well.
we both agreed we weren't gonna sit down.
Well,
at all.
I wasn't going to sit down anyway
Yeah.
because of that. There was one point where I was going to sit down for a couple minutes just during the drum solo and like recenter myself, but I was going to get
Well,
back up anyway.
That's when the band gets their water break. So
Exactly.
Yeah. And I told Weston, he's like, "I'm gonna sit down while they're doing the drums." I'm like, "No, you are gonna stand." I go, "Well, let's just make this lady even more mad."
So
It was fun though.
I
It was
enjoyed the
It
concert.
was a great concert. It was super fun. But yeah, I do like I do things to
Yes,
piss
we
people
know.
off quite a bit.
It's something you enjoy.
It is. It's a hobby of mine.
that's
not
why
a good
we
hobby.
that's
Not a
why
good
we
hobby
pile
at
it
all.
onto Jordan, because he deserves it back tenfold.
Only
This
10.
is kind of true.
It happens
Yeah.
sometimes.
I'll just I'll poke the bear with a stick, just to see.
And that's what. Hey, you can't complain when it mauls you. Then
Exactly. That's very
I'd
true.
like to see that old lady try to maul me then.
Well, I
the
think
metaphoric bear.
that was maul. Like that's what mauling. Because the reason why I don't have a Karen story is because if I do experience a Karen, I'm just like try to be polite to her and just
Yeah.
like, sorry, ma'am. Like, sorry you feel this way, but
ignore.
yeah.
Like
Oh, I turned around. I straight up told her, I go, you can stand up. But then even when John Cooper was like, I want to see you guys jump, I was like, yeah, Karen. Just over
Yep,
my
that's
shoulder.
that's the
That's
spite
just
part.
that's just uncalled for.
There's-
it's just unneeded.
Yeah.
Hey, Uncalled For. That's the name of the show.
Well done.
Just yell over my shoulder. I was like, yeah, Karen. And my sister was laughing too. I'm like, I think we definitely get that from my dad. He's kind of that way too. And I think it has a lot to do with my job as well when I'm working at bars. Like I'm definitely sometimes more of an instigator to give me something to do on a slow night.
I'm the
That's-
opposite.
That makes you
I'm
a
a
terrible-
Not
mediator.
professional at all.
That
I'm
makes
a
you a
mediator.
terrible.
Stop
That is
crap from
so
happening.
bad.
That's
So-
not good.
Like
dude.
when people come up and complain, I'm just like, yeah, so what are you gonna do about it? It's like there's nothing like. It just makes me laugh sometimes because I'm just like, okay, like I'm bored. I feel ornery. Like, just let me
Bored,
at 'em
you're there to
almost.
do a job. Do your job.
Mm-hmm.
Don't cause issues, so your job is more exciting.
I mean,
for
technically, they're the ones causing the issues. I'm just not diffusing
you're instigating. Don't
You're
instigate.
it. I'm not putting the flame out. Is what I'm.
You're adding gas.
Yeah,
But isn't
you're
it your
adding-
job to
yes.
put out the flame?
It's like Greek fire, and you throw water on it.
Yeah,
After something happens.
Grease fire.
Aren't you supposed to prevent
Greek
things
fire.
from actually happening?
Greek
It's-
fire
that's
too.
what it
Oh, I
was.
never
It's
heard
called
Greek fire.
Yeah, they
Huh.
used it
Yeah.
way back when.
Gotcha.
They called it Greek fire.
I thought you just misspoke. My bad.
So they use it in naval battles, and when they threw water on it, it would just spread it.
Yep.
So they're screwed.
Yeah.
You know, throwing
Hopefully they can
water.
hear you. You turned away from your mic, and I'm like, where'd he go? Oh, he's not facing his mic.
You're good. Sorry.
Yeah, I do that
History
a
lesson
lot.
over.
You turn away from your mic a ton.
Well, that's because I have him over here, and then I have these guys over here, and I got.
And then you start playing with your cord.
I did not know that made a sound. I am so sorry.
It sounded like someone was knocking.
I am so. I didn't realize that made a sound. I was just messing with the cord because it was in front of me. It's almost like a fidget spinner at that point. But yeah, so
Did anyone else give a Karen story?
no, I don't think anyone else
I
had
don't
one.
have
I'm a
one.
mediator. I don't have Karen stories.
We
Agreed.
deal with things better.
Yeah, very true.
I deal with things in the way that's going to make it more fun for me at the end.
Moving on.
I choose peace.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
I choose the
Yeah,
one
but
that
you're not
gets
the
me out of the
Joker.
situation sooner and home.
I feel like that is not a good thing to compare yourself to and be
the
happy with.
Joker.
The mass homicidal maniac who cares nothing about human life. I don't think you should quote him at that time. Just saying.
You also know Bruce Wayne, who is Batman, so
Maybe that's why they argue
maybe
so
that's
much.
why they argue a lot.
But we're good friends.
And why
Sure.
Weston
Well,
owns Jordan
Joker would
whenever it
probably
comes
say
to
the same
conversation.
thing.
Exactly. He can,
Wait, Weston, do you consider us to be friends?
Hey, just don't pay too much attention and keep taking your morning breakfast, okay? Those pills are very important, okay?
I'm not awake in the morning.
Your
That's
morning.
because you take those pills.
They're night pills.
Night pills. Ooh. The dark night pills?
No.
Oh.
No.
That
Oh.
make your night dark.
So no one else has a Karen story, huh?
nope.
Can't say you do.
Wow.
I mean, I've shared the one with Walmart, but Liz and I kind of looked at each other like, okay.
Oh, when the lady was pissed that you were
In the smoking
in the
line.
smoking line without.
But I've
getting-
already shared that story, so.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, Liz and I just kind of went, okay.
That's all you gotta do.
See, in that situation, I'd be like, "Oh, hold on, I want to get a candy bar," and I would have like taken my sweet time picking out candy there, just to make it an even longer wait.
That sounds like you.
It does. It does sound like you.
It's exactly what I would have done, and I know for a fact, even if I didn't want the candy bar, I'd be like, you know what? Hold on, I'm gonna pick something. What do you mean bad topic? It's funny.
That's funny.
Just because you guys can't appreciate good stories.
Oh, I know what good stories is. We talk about video games all the time. This, not so much.
Oh, and anime? Great
Ooh,
stories
Oh
there.
yeah,
There you
let's not
go.
forget about that.
There you go.
Last week was so much
He
fun.
loves it so
It was.
much.
Yeah, last week
I
was
had
a
a
blast.
It was a
ball.
I
great
did too.
conversation.
It was
Love the
great.
topic.
I felt like Tim
even-
this week.
Even fun, like, fail stories, like your football one. That's a good story.
That was a good
You
story.
didn't tell your fail one. I was hoping we were talking about football the other week, and I
thought
was
I
hoping
did.
I was hoping you bring up your ripstick story.
Oh my gosh! I actually forgot about this. How did I tell you this?
Yes, and it laughed so hard because you were talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Was Tommy Elliott the coach at the
Yeah.
time?
So I'll tell it quick. It's not has nothing to do with this, but
It's story time. We're fine.
It's
Yeah.
story time. We're telling
That-
stories.
That's his topic.
so yeah, what happened is let me back it up. I spent the entire summer, or not the entire summer. I'd say like a month or two out of the summer, trying to figure out how to ride a ripstick, because I wanted to. And it was like, I think this was it would have been my sophomore year, because it was my coach's last year, there. But anyway, so I tried a few times, but then we went to my grandparents' campground for a week. I was like, this would be the perfect time. They have, a nice little trail around there, a nice little paved trail around their camper. I'm gonna learn how to do it. And sure enough, I did. I learned how to do it. I was pretty good at it. Well then, so I'm like, okay, we're starting football camp up. I'm gonna ride my ripstick to football camp, just because I know how to ride it now. It's fun. So, I get down to the field, and I'm going down. It's a very slight slope, but it's enough to make me go a bit faster. and I hadn't quite mastered going super fast on a ripstick yet, and so I was gaining speed. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna jump off of it, and then so I jumped off it, and the thing took my feet out from underneath me when I did. Like it just kind of, I jumped off it, fell, and I landed, but then it swept my feet from underneath me, and I fell. It wasn't bad, like I didn't hurt myself at all, but it just looked stupid. So the whole time, my coach and a few of the other teammates were just looking at me. I walk up to him, I was like, "What's up, coach? How's it going?" And he's like, I was like, this is my coach. He's like, I was like, dang, we're about to have some impressive kid. Like those things are hard to ride. Like I'm like, who is this kid? I'm ready to start him. And then he fell. I was like, oh, it's just Nickerson.
Sounds like you.
So
It's just Logan.
no, I wasn't
Poor
face
kid.
planting. Like literally, like,
Okay.
I don't think I had any marks from it. Like it was, I just fell. So, but yeah,
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Anyone else have any other stories they want to tell?
nope.
All right. Well,
I almost ran over a cow today.
You should have just told it to move.
Yes.
Why?
don't milk that any longer than you have to.
What? If
And
we-
that is episode
if we
18,
keep
guys.
doing
Thanks
this,
a
I'm gonna
lot.
get utterly disappointed.
Do we have beef?
Good.
I'm not allowed to talk, so I'm gonna let one of these guys end it.
Well,
Thanks for
that has been episode 18.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say
Yeah,
that the,
thank
the
you.
other
With
four of
us,
us can go
guys.
every other word.
Yeah.
Thank
So-
you for joining us.
Yes.
So yeah, thanks for joining
Yeah,
us.
don't forget to go subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want to catch up on any of the clips from past episodes and even this episode. And join us next week for
Yes.
episode 19.
Mm.
The 1-9.
So,
We're almost 20 weeks in, and I don't think anyone else has ever volunteered to do the end or the beginning or anything.
well, I
You
just
just
did.
kind of take it.
I just did. So, that has been episode 18.
You
We will
forced it
see you
upon us
guys
this time.
You
next
did.
week.
I did, yeah.
So we
All right,
handled
guys. So
it.
thanks for watching. See ya. Bye bye.
Easy.
See ya.
Take care.
Peace out.
Bye-bye.